Alex Alija Latim of Democratic Party, leader of opposition, 1964 to 1971. Since independence in 1962, Uganda has been plagued by ethnically driven, politically manipulated violence, referred to by some as a history of cycles of revenge and mistrust deep-rooted within our society, creating division and polarization which remain between different ethnic groups, and is motivated by the way our leadership has developed since independence. The Acholis are known outside the world because of the long insurgency of Lord's Resistance Army. Thousands of Acholis were forced into camps since 1996. The Uganda government moved hundreds of thousands to camps. 1,000 people were dying per day. Acholi people remain in the camp as internally displaced persons. The majority of elected members of parliament in the Acholi sub-region were members of opposition. Upon independence, 3 parties developed: the Democratic Party, DP, model on German Christian Democrats' approach, represented by the Catholic population in Uganda. The Uganda People's Congress, supported mainly by groups from the north-western part of Uganda. The 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐝, the third party, meaning the king only, was a Buganda National Party. The Democratic Party was founded by 7 revolutionary Catholics to fight for Ugandan independence and national unity. The revolutionaries were the product of Namilyango College and St. Mary's College Kisubi, St. Henry College Kitovu, and St. Peter's Secondary School Zambia. Joseph Kasolo was the President General. Joseph Shirubiri, Tiaba, Kidu, and Alphonse Ntale. It was founded in 1954 at Rubaga, a Kampala city suburb. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button so that you don't miss your daily source of information on Uganda. Let me be clear, and let's get started. During the first 4 years since independence, 1962 to 1966, DP was the only party on the opposition benches in parliament, and it was not only fighting against injustice of the UPC and the KY 𝐓𝐶 coalition government, but also fighting for its own survival. The leader of the opposition at that moment was Basil Kiiza Bataringaya, the then Secretary General of DP, hailing from Western Uganda, in what was known as Busenyi district. After the abrogation of the 1962 Constitution in Parliament and the death of UPC and Kabaka-Yaka alliance in May 1964, Basil Bataringaya crossed over to Uganda People's Congress. Crossed over to Uganda People's Congress, UPC, with a number of his fellow DP members of parliament, leaving the opposition side heavily depleted. That is the game that has been played and being played up to today. You get an offer, a good job, more money, and ministerial post, and then you abandon your own party. You abandon what you stand for and join the winning team. Between 1964 and 1971, the leader of opposition was Alija Latim, who replaced Bataringaya as a Democratic Party DP Secretary General, the president of the party. Latim, together with his fellow DP colleagues and the Kabaka-Yaka and UPC members who had crossed over to the opposition side, continue to fight bravely for the survival of the opposition, among other things. The opposition put up a strong fight, as I remember, against the harsh detentions law that had been imposed on the people of Uganda. And there were also focus on the emerging corruption within the Obote's government. Corruption at that time had become a problem. I used to spend a lot of time at my uncle's place in Gulu. I did admire Alija Latim for his principle. A man who never traded places. He never traded places. A man who fought against a one-party rule. Alija Latim is a man of honor who never gave in to that temptation of crossing over to UPC. A lot of delegations were sent to convince him to cross over. They offered him a lot of benefits, ministerial posts, but he stood firm and refused to sell his soul for promotion and more money. He is a man free of corruption. He is dedicated to serve his people. He was the real son of Acholi land. I still recall when Alija Latim and my father used to sit together and discuss politics. They were both from a different political parties. My uncle, Alija Latim, was from the Democratic Party, and my father, Ernesto Yad, was the supporter of Uganda People's Congress. As I said before, we had two flags flying in front of a mango tree at home. One was the DP flag, and the other one was a UPC flag. I used to hear them talking. I was still a kid. I didn't understand what they were talking about, but I got a little bit of it. They used to say that knowledge is strength. But if you don't know how to use it, it can turn into a weakness. And today, when I look back, then I begin to understand what they were talking about. And my father used to say that, you see, I'm sitting here with your uncle, but sooner or later, we will start fighting one another because we are all greedy. The Uganda People's Congress will start fighting the DP will start fighting the Uganda People's Congress. And if you look at how people are crossing over, then you know exactly what is going to happen. They were right. The knowledge we have, the strength we had, turned into weakness. Alija Latim stick to his vision and walking stick. Even when a means took over, he decided not to flee Uganda. I remember the first 2 years of Idi Amin, 1971 and 72. I was in Uganda. I used to visit my uncle at his home in Gulu every time I'm in town. I asked him, said, Uncle Alija Latim, a lot of politicians ran away. Why are you here? These people are going to kill you. He said, son, I am going to stay with my people. I am not going anywhere. I will be commuting from here to my farm. And that is when I realized that he was a man of principle. He is from a Koyo clan, and I am proud to call you my uncle. I learn a lot from him. He was a man who loved his genes. Whenever I meet Uncle Alija Latim, he was in genes, very smart. I didn't understand the philosophy behind it. But now, as I'm growing older, I understand why he was putting up those genes. He was a man of the people, for the people. And I respect him for that. Uncle Alex Alija Latim was murdered in cold blood by a mean scourge when they were running out of fire. He was killed. An innocent man was killed. You see, people like Alex Alija Latim and Tiberio Kenya Twoma should be honored for being real member of parliament who never sold their soul for political appointment, ministerial position. They stood their ground until death took them away. Some of you may think that they are gone, but believe me, their legacy still exists. Wang-oo, the fireplace, will make sure that the names of our leaders, the name of this great man, the son of Acholi land, and the women of Acholi land, placed in the history book as people who participated in making Uganda what it is today. I'll never rest until the story of those great sons of Acholi land like Alex Alija Latim are heard. As he used to say, said, my son, if you believe in your soul, you can overcome a lot of things. And now I do believe in myself. And I will do all I can to keep those memories together. I know you love people. You had great friends all over Acholi land. If you mention the name Latim, even a child will understand who he was. We love you, Uncle Alex, Alija Latim. Wherever you are, we shall join you when the time comes. You are our hero. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. You led the Democratic Party, DP, from 1964 to 1971, even before Ssemogerere took over. It is time we get back to reality and honor this man of principles. I'm very proud to call you my uncle, Alex Alija Latim. We shall love you forever, born for years, till we meet again. The Koyo clan of Payera will be remembered. Thank you for listening. And remember, I will be back.